How are you doing? Good to see you. Today I wanted to talk about something important. This is a great topic. I wanted to get into this idea of mighty goals, achieving mighty goals, and the idea of the easy path to the mighty goals, right? Now, we all have vision. We all want to achieve great things in our lives. The having a nice house, having extra money, having good businesses, being able to provide for our family in a great way, having an early retirement or having a retirement that's going to be sustainable, right? We all have vision. We all have goals, and these are important goals to have. Now, here's the thing. I spent a lot of my time um, when I was younger and growing up and from bad mindset, thinking of the idea of easy. I would thought that I would find this easy path to finding my goals, to having my happiness, to achieving great things in life. I was under the assumption that there was going to be one day I would stumble across something, it would be a magic moment, and then there would be this incredible thing happening, and then I would be on my way to my journey to success and fulfillment, right? But this is what that journey got me. Well, for way too many years, I was fixated on this idea that there was this magic pill. And easy got me this. Easy got me lazy. Easy got me fat, useless, feeling like I wasn't worth anything. Trying to look for the easy path was this journey to destruction, right? I was always chasing these shiny objects, trying to find this easy path. And you know what? There was never anything there. I literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on education trying to figure out the easy way. I've spoken to tons of people trying to figure out an easy way. In those days, that was my mindset. There was going to be this little easy thing that happened, and it only left me deflated, overwhelmed, depressed, overweight, and feeling crappy about my life. Couldn't figure out a way forward and was always going around in these freaking circles. And ultimately got stuck in this job that I really didn't want to be in. I hated it. I had these aspirations. I was driven to achieve great things, but I was stuck in this job because I couldn't get out of this cycle where I would think that I would figure out this easy path. And you know what? It never existed. It never came to fruition. And I had to start thinking about things a little bit differently. I was on this journey, right? And easy was in my vocabulary. Easy was something that I would talk about. Easy was something that I believed was there. And so having this in my mind, in my mindset for so many years was hard to break away from because I was deeply under the belief that I was going to find this magic pill. And so I had to start breaking away from the use of this word or this understanding about easy, because the reality of it is it's this, right? There is no easy path. It's not real. It doesn't exist. As much as what marketers out there are telling you that there's an easy path, guess what? You're going to have to put effort in. There is no other way out of it. And I wish I'd realized that a lot sooner, because when I did realize it and I started making mind shift changes around things, I started learning and understanding a bit more, things started changing. But I had to make this big breakthrough, right? This was the biggest breakthrough that I made to help me get into a better place in my life. And was this: it's going to be freaking hard. It's going to be hard. That was the mind shift that I had to break into and realize, yes, it is going to take a lot of work. I'm going to have to work my freaking ass off. I'm going to have to put everything I possibly can into this, into achieving my mighty goals to make it work. And once I had that mind shift change and I realized that it was going to be hard, accept it, deal with it, everything started changing. I started understanding things a little bit differently. I started acting and responding a little bit differently and started thinking about it in this way. I'm going to have to deal with this shit. So let's get on with it, right? And so as much as what there is no easy path, I had to realize the reality of it was that there was a hard path, right? And this hard path is full of fear. It's full of apathy, laziness, feeling down and deflation, feeling worn out, all these things, that fear of failure. It's the devastating things that can annihilate you and push you down, right? You want to break free. You want to have a good life, but these things hold you back, right? This is the reality of life. The reality of life is this is how it is if you do nothing, if you're in a default mode system, right? If you're just automatically moving through life. One of the other biggest mind shift changes I had to get rid of was the idea of the word hard. Hard was something that I started grasping onto and saying, these things are too hard. This is too hard. Now, what hard does is hard makes you think that you can give up. Hard makes you realize that there's a point that this is enough, right? So hard is something I had to take out of my vocabulary as well and shift out of my mind shift. So getting rid of easy and getting rid of hard, because that would be the default, right? So, okay, it's not going to be easy, but now it's going to be hard. So now I'm just going to give up. That's not how it worked for me. And so I had to make a very big mind shift change and figure out what I was going to do to make things a lot easier. And these were the replacement words that I used to put into my vocabulary, into my mindset, was persistence and consistency. See, persistence and consistency is the drive. It's the drive that moves you forward. It's having that notion in your head that you have to just do this thing and you have to keep doing this thing until it works. And those two together equal focus. And focus is a critical component of what we help our clients with and teach people about to be accomplishing great things in their lives, right? But here's the thing. Being consistent and persistent means nothing, right? Now, there's always going to be a rocky road. At least there's going to be bumps in the road, right? And smart people realize this. Smart people realize that the journey to success is going to be bumpy. How do I make it as easy as possible? What am I going to do to get this pathway running as smoothly as I possibly can so that I can get to my goals without feeling frustrated and worn out and overwhelmed, right? So even though persistency and consistency was a great model to focus on getting shit done, there was a problem. You see, my biology was fried, literally fried. I was in no good shape. In any shape or form, my neurochemistry was letting me down. And it took me quite a while to realize this. Even though I was going to be consistent and persistent at this, it didn't mean anything because I had no backup behind me. I had no neurochemistry firing me up, making me feel good, making me energized to want to move forward and get things done and be more proactive in my life, right? And so over time and over years, I've built a formulated a system, and the system is what we've been helping our clients with. And anyone that's smart knows that the pathway to anything is a systematized approach, right? If you want to get from A to B and you want to have success, you need to have a systematized approach in your understanding, right? You have to build your life around systems. And when you have your life systematized, it becomes a lot more manageable, a lot more effective, right? And those are the key words that we're aiming for, right? And when you can do that, you can achieve your goals so much faster, right? And here's the thing. So ultimately, I started realizing that my neurochemistry was letting me down, and I needed to do something about my neurochemistry so that I could feel in a good mood, I could feel motivated, I could feel energized. I wasn't always feeling tired. I wasn't always feeling demotivated. I wasn't having all these negative voices in my head holding me back. How do I deal with this? Came to realize, and an important factor of this, and what we teach our clients is about the understanding of your autonomic nervous system. Your nervous system drives your reaction and your responses, right? Your autonomic nervous system is that negative voice in your head because your nervous system is in a default mode of trying to reserve energy. So that reservation of energy will send a signaling pathway to respond to your brain. But your prefrontal cortex, which manages all of that, it needs to be in control because that helps you create the future that you're looking for. So your whole nervous system is controlling the outcome. And this is where you get to understand that you can tweak the knobs of your nervous system to release the neurochemicals that can give you that great mood, that can get you moving forward, that can give you motivation and help you feel good, right? When you understand the mechanics of this, it's very empowering because you actually have the tools and resources right inside of you to trigger off some amazing neurochemistry that can get you in the zone, that can get you fired up, get you accomplishing things to those mighty goals. And when you do control your nervous system and you are able to respond through releasing powerful neurochemicals like anandamide, endorphins, dopamine, norepinephrine, oxytocin, serotonin. All these things become super powerful to give you everything you need to be pushing forward. Now, that's not everything. Of course, you need to have good thought processes and good idealisms happening inside of your mind. That's imperative, right? But to have it backed up with a powerful neurochemistry that's helping you get going every day, that's where the magic happens, right? And so mindset is really about your body set, right? What you're doing to your body budget to help it be proactive and help back you up in the day, right? And what comes out of that, when you're able to manage that and master those neurochemicals, boom, you're able to control one of the most powerful things you have as a human being. That's your attention, right? Your attention is everything. Your value of your life is determined by your attention. The amount of what you focus on, what you spend your time on, will determine your value, right? So your attention is everything. Your attention is more priceless than time, more priceless than gold, more priceless than any amount of money, because it's something that you can control. You can't control time and you can't control any other aspects of life, but you can control where you spend your attention and time. So we help our clients really get stuck in and really define the power of that attention through neurochemistry. And this is, once I started realizing that, it was a journey from figuring out that I had to start thinking a bit differently, but I also had to start incorporating processes to enhance my biology so that I could be firing at my optimal. And, within a year, I was able to transform myself radically into and get my physique really in prime condition. And guess what? Year after year after year after year, it's been simple because it's been a systematized approach. Not only physically, but mentally, I'm feeling I'm on the best game of my life, right? We've been able to break free and create successful multiple businesses for ourselves. And it's because we've got this energy, we've got this whole motivation, we've got this drive, we've got our neurochemistry working at its best every day. And you can do that as well. And we're very fortunate to be able to teach this to many people all around the world. And we're helping people really break into the understanding of using their neurochemistry to create a mindset of strength and power so that they can drive forward and achieve mighty goals, to find that fulfillment in life that we're all looking for, right? And it's important to understand that if you look at life, our life is very, volatile. And in order to keep things structured, we need to systematize. Systematization and knowing where everything goes through processes and creating an outcome that's reliable, that's what we need as human beings, right? Relying on things like willpower is not going to get you anywhere. And so we created a system that's helping people systematically create a good life, enhancing their neurochemistry, getting that nervous system under control, and being able to really pump out good energy in the minds because this neurochemistry is working so well. Now, this is where we specialize. Our system is very unique in that it fundamentally creates a control process which can give you the ability to stick with something rather than try something and then fail at it, or try something, you do well at it, and then, it passes by. It's the ability to engineer your life in a way that it can be super dynamic and you can consistently be on top of your game. Now, starting at the bottom here, where a lot of people think that the power of life is willpower. You got to have strong willpower to have the success you want, but willpower is fallible. Willpower will let you down. Willpower gets you nowhere. The next level up is habits. Now, this is a control mechanism or a control scale. If you want to get things done in your life, this is how it happens, right? You have good habits. Good habits are good, right? They're a baseline of being able to do things automatically. But habits let you down all the time. Habits come and go, and you forget things. Very often, if you're relying simply on habits, it's just you can lapse really easily, right? But if you start adding identity to those habits, you start adding identity to your willpower, identity starts formulating a really powerful construct for you to then be able to be sticking to things more frequently or more often. The next level up is having clear processes, right? When you have processes that overlay your identity, your habits, and your willpower, this is when you start structuring some really core strength inside of your mind, inside of your biology, and your neurochemistry will respond and work with that, right? But there's a next level up. And when you can engineer it into your life, engineering is the most structurally sound way of ensuring that you're going to be constantly doing the things you need to do. It gives you confidence in yourself, gives you confidence in what you're doing. That's when the magic happens. So our system is based around engineering. It's based around a formula to help people really escalate and be able to consistently keep with those goals, right? That's the magic of it, keeping with those goals. So many people get to a point where they get one milestone and then they slip away, right? Chasing shiny objects, going down paths that they shouldn't be going on, and wasting so much time on ruminations and daydreaming and things that aren't of value to the mind, to the body, to the system, to your life. And so what happens, a lot of people escalate back into that hard path, and fear, overwhelm, apathy, doubt, all those things play a big role in holding people back. So in order to get on control of all of those, you need to master your mindset. You need to master your biology, and it'll give you the power to moving forward. So thank you for joining me. I just want you to understand this, right? That your biology is either working for you or it's working against you. There's no other path, right? And when your biology is working for you and with you, you can feel amazing, you can perform at your best, you can be hyper-focused on your goals, and you can get more shit done. Now, if you want to discover the art and science of the neuroscience of hyper-focus, come and join me. We've got a link below. You can catch up with me. We're running a mastermind group to help people biohack their system, understand how the system works so that they can consistently be on top of it and be able to master their life and be on their game, achieving mighty goals and on their path to fulfillment. Awesome. Thank you. If you like this video, please click like, share, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on the next one.